Assalamu alaikum ji. I hope everybody is fine. And today the topic of discussion is structure charts. Let's start with the structure charts. So today's topic is structure chart. And what is structure chart? Structure chart is basically a way to show your programs and your hierarchical structure of your program, basically. So everybody knows that whenever we do programming, so we usually follow water flow diagrams, and the way is that we actually want to see कि हमारी जो the total structure of the program, how does that work. So straight get into that thing. And first of all, we should know uh, it's a way to show the functions and the sub functions, how they work, how they will respond, whatever we are doing, how they will work on that, and show the relationship between those functions. Show that if something is in a repetition mode, or something is basically sending any specific signal, that is basically the use of structure chart. It's like a DFD, not exactly like a DFD, but it works like a DFD. Data flow diagrams, you already have to know about it, I hope. So how does that structure chart work basically? Let's discuss that. And before starting about the structure chart, we should know about the one thing, and that is, since it's a diagram based thing, so it means we should know about the different shapes we have in it. So the first thing which we have here, like in DFDs, we have a shape, the rectangle shape, and that rectangle shape, not a very good rectangle, but it's a rectangle, that is basically representing the module. It's a module. It's sometime people called it as a process. We usually call it as a process in DFDs, or it is called as a module, and sometimes called as subroutine. So that is basically the first thing. The second thing is the line. You know, the line is very important to show the flow of your program. So that line could be anywhere. It could be a straight diagonal vertical line. It could be a horizontal line. It could be a diagonal line anyways. So this is basically called as call line. It's a call line. Then we have another shape, and that shape is basically a small circle, and we have an arrow on it. This shape is called as parameter. Since in the start, I've told you that generally it is used to show different functions. So we all know that functions have their own parameters. On the basis of those parameters, your function decides what to output in the end. So I hope everybody knows about the difference between function and procedure. So we are talking right now, we are talking about the functions. So it's a parameter. Parameter is also called as uh, sometime a data, and it has obviously its own data type, sometime called as arguments. So this is basically the parameter couple. Then we have another thing, which is again a circle, an arrow. It's the same image. Yeah, it's the same thing which we have drawn before. But the only difference is the circle is a filled. It's filled. So when it's filled, it means that it's a control parameter. It's a control parameter, and sometime we call it as control couple. Couple or coupler. So it's a simple couple, yeah, coupler, or then we have a control couple. Then we have another shape, and we already know about this shape. It's basically an arrow like this. It could be a like the shape could be in any way. It could be toward south, it could be toward north. It depends on that how our shape is formed. So this part is basically called as repetition. Repetition, or could be called as loop. And the last shape is this diamond shape. I hope everybody knows about that diamond shape. This diamond shape is basically shown the decision. It's a decision, or it could be called as selection. It could be called as condition. So you can see here that we have different types of shapes here. So like the first shape is this is a module, process or subroutine could be called a subroutine, or a function maybe. Then we have a call line, it's a simple call line. Then we have a simple couple, a coupler could be argument called as data parameter. Then we have a control parameter or coupler, and then we have a repetition loop, and in the end we have this diamond shape which shows a decision, selection or condition. So these are the basic shapes which we work with. इनके साथ जो है वो हमें काम करना होता है. Now how does this work basically? I'm just giving an example that to understand the problem. So basically what we are doing, okay, let's have an example of the structure chart. So what I'm doing, I am going to make a small structure chart about what? About, let's say, maintain customer data. Let's say we maintain customer data. So what we have to do here, let me hide this. Okay. So basically, this is my first module. Okay, so what we are saying, our major process is about to maintain customer data. So this is basically my first thing. So now there are two sub functions or two subroutines. Number one is again a module, check customer status. And the second one is, let's say, update customer file. Update customer file. So why do we want to update? Maybe he's paying his remaining amount. Maybe he's doing, he changed his address. He's ordering something. So that is why we are using this update thing. So what we are doing, if we want to check that, so it's a call line in between. If we want to check customer status, how we can check a customer status? First, we have to send something to this module of a program. What we can send here? We can send a customer name, we can send a customer ID. Usually a customer ID would be a good idea because we know customer ID could be unique here. So I am writing here customer ID. So customer ID is sent to this specific part of a program. Now this specific part, this customer ID will work as a parameter for this function. And this function returns an answer to here a customer status. Status could be anything, active customer, non-active customer, blacklisted customer, anything, whatever we have here. So the second part is if we want to update our customer again, it could be arrow, it could be a straight line, doesn't matter. And we will be sending here charges, which we want to charge to our customer, charges and now the status will be here back. And now this works like a control couple. Maybe control couple is showing here account is overdue. So now what the difference between a simple couple or the control couple? The control couple is basically works like a flag. It basically works like a flag. It could send true, false, कुछ भी ऐसी चीज which we think कि वो उसका status change करी होगी, that would be taken as a flag. Like if your product, if you are running a shop and your product is getting lower, the inventory is getting lower, so there will be a flag in your system. refill your product. It's getting lower. We don't have much stock with it. So this is basically a control couple. All right. So this is how it works. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. We just save it. I'll show you a past paper practice here. Uh, yeah. So it's a question from a past paper. You can read here. Uh, so I'll take that to the same screen so we can see it fully. इसको हम यहाँ से कर लेते हैं. All right. You can zoom your screen if it's difficult to watch. So now this part is, so basically what he's saying कि जी, there is a shopping system. Customer can search for items before adding them in a virtual shopping basket. When they have finished shopping, they pay for the item. The program provides output, the dispatch of the item. Some of the key features of the system as follows: a customer can add many items to the shopping basket. And this is how it works actually. It's a customer's will that how many things he or she wants to add to their basket. Payment may be either by credit or debit card or adding customer account, the easy paisa type जैसे हम करते हैं यहाँ. The shop may dispatch the item in one or more packages. So now what we are doing here कि हमारे पास जो है तीन different चीजें उसने कही हुई हैं कि भाई ये तीन चीजों के ऊपर मैंने आपको mark करना है. These three things are. So that's why there are 3 marks for the question. So now what we will be doing here. The first thing is, which we have to do here, is that उसने कहा है कि जी, a payment may be either a customer can add as many items he wants to add to the shopping basket. So देखो यहाँ हम जाते हैं. There is a select item. हमारे पास एक ऑप्शन आ रही है यहाँ आपकी select item की ये वाली ऑप्शन, और उसमें कहता है सर्च कर रहा है add to basket, search add to basket. So what we have to do here, we will be adding an arrow here like this. It's a repetition. So that is why we are adding this arrow here. Then वो कहता है कि a payment may be either or credit card, debit card, or by adding a customer account. So here in the diagram, we only have two options, either a card payment, either account payment. So what we will be doing here, we will be making sometime like this, it's enough. And sometime आप इसको पूरा बना लेते हैं. So it's a diamond. My diamond is not as good as might be yours. So yeah, it's a diamond. The third thing is the shop may dispatch the items in one or more packages. So it's about printing dispatch list. Dispatch list can be printed as single list. या वो एक label होगा, yeah, it's list. So again, what we have to do here, we will be making another condition, right? So this is how we can use this option. So एक आधा सवाल और देख लेते हैं, just an overview, क्योंकि video is getting bigger. So हम क्या करते हैं, यहाँ हम एक और चीज देख लेते हैं, यहाँ different questions हैं like this. So what you have to do here in this part of a question, you have to write like what I am just assuming, just giving you an example that on checkout, the customer is basically on the checkout stage. Customer ये कर रहा है कि he's paying something. So हम ये कहते हैं either A, B. So यहाँ क्या आ जाएगा? The total payable. So first what we have to write, the total payable. So हमने कहा total payable आ गया, बस हम यहाँ ये लिख देंगे. A क्या हो सकता है? हम कह देते हैं कि जी क्रेडिट कार्ड नंबर, लेट से जस्ट एन एग्जांपल, क्रेडिट कार्ड नंबर दे दिया. अब ये दोनों चीजें आपने सेंड की टुवर्ड्स क्रेडिट पेमेंट. नाउ क्रेडिट पेमेंट विल रिप्लाई विद सी लाइक व्हाट. वो हो सकता है ये कह दे सक्सेसफुल, पेमेंट इज सक्सेसफुल. यानी कि दिस सी इज बेसिकली रिप्रेजेंटिंग द पेमेंट स्टेटस. सो हम जब यहां लिखेंगे हम ये लिख देंगे कि भाई इट्स अ पेमेंट स्टेटस, या लेट्स से हमने लिख दिया टोटल ड्यू, जो भी अमाउंट ड्यू थी, और बी में हमने लिख दिया मे बी क्रेडिट कार्ड नंबर. वी आर जस्ट अज्यूमिंग, राइट? सो आई एम जस्ट ट्राइंग टू टेल यू कि किस किस्म के क्वेश्चन जो हैं वी माइट हैव विद दिस. ठीक है, so this is a structure chart. I hope you'll understand this concept. It's pretty easy. It's very easy, and again, since it's a diagram, so it's easily understandable for everyone. Thank you very much. See you again, and एक और बात, like, subscribe, share, please.